The three main tips that beginners should always pay attention to, especially in regards to mediumship: drink lots of water, trust what you're receiving in information, and always thank your guides. Hi guys, it's Heidi from Triple Mind Dragon. I'm here today with some beginning basics. Does that sound right? I hope it does. Just like some basics regarding mediumship. So in a previous video, I mentioned the tiers relating to the spiritual world. So you have 3 tiers. Just to recap, it's the psychic, mediumship, and then trance. So, well, technically I should be doing it this way because it gets deeper. So if you want to review that video, I will link it in the description below. And with that said, we will continue with the mediumship. We'll start off with mediumship for this video. So, as I mentioned here, it is the basics of mediumship. So, I have notes here, and I also have like an outline of what I want to say because I do tend to get off track. So that's why I have my notebook up here. I also have this other notebook just to show you so that I'm not like hiding anything. But this notebook also has some notes regarding mediumship, psychic, and trance. But if I need the notes here, I'll pull them out. Right now, this is the outline. So the 3 overall outlines. The 3 main tips that beginners should always pay attention to, especially in regards to mediumship: drink lots of water, trust what you're receiving in information, and always thank your guides. Cool. That's the beginning first like 5 seconds. Cool. So anyways, so in terms of water, you have to drink water. Spirits work with water. As you can see here, hopefully it's in frame, I have a bowl of water here. I recently started putting out the bowl of water on top of drinking water. I will drink, I just drink a lot of water because both of this type of work and also other activities that involve me needing to drink water. Also, I live in like Arizona, it's really hot here. That's like, there's a lot of reasons why I drink water, but you don't need to drink this much, just as long as it's a little bit more than you usually do, especially in regards to this work. Because they will pull water from you and they will use that as your source, as their source, excuse me. So, drink more water, that's the main thing. That is the reason why, if nobody has said it, I'm telling you now, please drink more water. Not only is it good for your health, it's also very helpful for spirit to help connect with you. The more that you do this work, you will start to notice that spirit tends to pull water, even if you have an outside source here. That's my cat, I apologize. They will pull water from outside sources. They will also pull water from what you have in your body. This world is kind of water-based. And what I mean by that is you'll find water in practically anywhere in the world here, even if it's a desert, excuse me, even if it's a desert, you will still find water. And you will find that spirits are more prevalent around water-based areas. So for example, rivers, pools, lakes, oceans, you will tend to find a lot of spiritual activity around those areas. And it doesn't mean to like discount that there's no spirits in like the driest of deserts. No, there are spirits everywhere, but they just tend to be more noticeable during bodies of water. So that's the water tip. Editor Heidi, I forgot to transition. So the second tip is going to be trust what they're giving you. So when you trust what spirit is giving you, my experience in regards to being a medium, I get a lot of visuals. Sometimes I get a lot of feelings. Sometimes they'll touch me. Sometimes they'll like vibrate my hands or something like that. Like these are just examples. So personal examples, I can feel when a spirit wants to drop in the trance. I can feel when a spirit is like closer to the person or closer to me, trying to ask for a message to be delivered. There's different feelings. So when you experience and when you trust spirit giving you this information, excuse me, you'll want to not discount anything that comes in the mind. So for example, if you were to have a spirit and this spirit really, for example, loves lime green colored nails, you would see a lot of lime green. You would see this like bright neon green, but if you don't have any experience with bright neon green, you wouldn't know how to explain it. So you have to trust the process that they're giving to you. And you also have to trust that what you're telling your client and what you're telling your people, your client, your people, if you're doing platform mediumship, you have to trust what you're receiving, because if you don't trust it, then things will start getting mixed and things will start getting confused. So you have to trust the process. You have to trust what they're giving you. If it's feeling, if it's taste, a flavor, a texture in your mouth. I tend to get textures for some reason, but no flavors. Smells, if it's touch. I forgot the fifth sense, but they basically use your physical senses to help you with hearing. Excuse me, your hearing. They use your senses to work with you. Let me see what else. So you have to trust the process, and then one more thing. The third tip is to always thank your guides, and as a bonus, it is to never do mediumship in fear. So I will touch the bonus after this third tip. So always thank your guides. Your guides, you might not be able to see them physically, you might not be able to interact with them physically, but they are with you. You always want to thank your guides regardless of what the task is. If it's mediumship, if it's trance, if it's psychic, if it's healing, you always want to thank your guides. This helps build the connection between the both of you, and it also helps strengthen that bond, and it helps both of you understand how one another works. So when you first begin, they might show you strong signs, or they might pull back depending on how your personal relationship is between you and your guides. Some of you may have more than one guide, some of you may only have one guide. It just depends on where you are in your journey. Gremlin, no! Like I said before, you always want to thank your guides regardless of, no matter how small the task is, no matter how big the ask is, no matter how small the task is, no matter how big the ask is. That way I don't mumble it. Always thank your guides, even if it's just a little drop in, even if it's just like a little like, what should I, what should my future thing be? What should I do this in terms of this? Blah, 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 blah. Just always thank your guides regardless of what it is. Because you want to think of it as like a long-term friendship. My mentor, teacher, I'm so sorry, I did not mean to phrase that in a way that sounded very low confidence, but she is my mentor / teacher. She taught us to, when I first started my mediumship journey, she taught us to call them friends. So your guides, your guardians, your guides, your angels, everybody that's on your spiritual team, to call them as friends. And they're here to help you throughout your life, and you're going to have different friends come in and out of your life. So don't be alarmed if one day you see or quote unquote you see, because some of you won't be able to see them, but some of you will. You see your guardian who happens to be a bear, or your spirit guide who happens to be a cat. I have a cat off screen. She's not a guardian or familiar or anything. She's just a cat. But as an example, one day you'll see them, but the next day they'll be replaced by, I don't know, a dragon, like I forgot the name of the dragon from that one book, but whatever, like just a dragon. You'll always have new teachers, and you'll always have new guides, instructors, because they're also learning on the other side of the spirit world. I will make another video about this because I am also learning about this. So a lot of the things that I'm learning, it's just I'm trying to format it in a way that I can understand. And one way I can do this is by teaching. That's just how I learn. Anyways, your bonus basic tip for mediumship is to never do mediumship in fear. So if you have a fear of spirits, if you have a fear of the unknown, if you have a fear of death, it would be a good idea to tackle that fear first before you start stepping into mediumship, because you will experience spirits that are a little bit too intense, or you will experience spirits that essentially do not vibe with you, and you will have to figure out how to work with them, or you will have to figure out that you cannot work with this connection, and unfortunately you will have to cut it off. So you'll have to figure out if this is a spirit that you are willing to work with, and you have to figure out if this is a spirit that will help, that will use either your database or use their database and help you. But you never want to do this mediumship in fear, because you will, as you do mediumship throughout your life, if you choose to do so, you will experience spirits that are that did not do very good in their lives, and they did bad things throughout their lives. So you never want to do it in fear, and you never want to be afraid of spirits that show up as other things. That is my final tip. This is just the basics, like the bare bones of mediumship. So thank you so much for watching. I will be doing an intermediate video very soon. This should release later in this month. I believe this video is coming out towards the end of July. And yes, I will have more videos regarding mediumship, psychic, and I forgot the third one, trance, and trances. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you look for more, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.